Welcome to MenopauseWize, your go-to podcast for all things evidence-based in the menopause-verse. I am Dr. Sukhpreet Patel, an MD Gynaecologist, a menopause health advocate, a postmenopausal woman, and the founder of MenopauseWize. And I'm so excited to have you join us on this journey. Whether you're a healthcare provider looking to stay on top of the latest evidence-based practices, a woman navigating your own perimenopause or menopause journey, or a partner or family member eager to support a loved one, this series is designed with you in mind. Our mission, through MenopauseWize, is to close the menopause knowledge gap by bringing you the latest research, expert insights, and practical advice, empowering you to make informed decisions about menopause and perimenopause.
Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of soy and its derivatives. We are focusing on how these plant-based wonders might help with one of the most common and troublesome symptoms of menopause: hot flashes. So, let's get started with some basic chemistry. Many of us have heard of the term phytoestrogens. As the name suggests, these are plant-based compounds that can mimic estrogen in the body and generally fall into three main categories. These include isoflavones, that are primarily found in legumes like soybeans and are perhaps the most well-known type of phytoestrogen. Lignins, found in seeds, grains, fruits, and vegetables. And coumestans, found in foods like broccoli and sprouts.
In terms of estrogenic activity, isoflavones are among the most potent phytoestrogens. This is why soy has gained so much attention for its potential to manage hot flashes. In fact, the low prevalence of hot flashes among Japanese women, who traditionally consume a diet rich in soy, led researchers to wonder, could soy foods help prevent or reduce hot flashes? You see, the average adult in Japan consumes about 30 to 50 milligrams of isoflavones daily, thanks to their soy-rich diet, while those in other parts of the world typically get less than 3 milligrams a day. So, how much soy does one need to consume to stop hot flashes? Is it better consumed as tofu, soy milk, or in the form of a supplement? To answer these questions, we need some more chemistry. So please, bear with me for the next 5 minutes. Let's start with how hormones work. For hormones such as estrogen to work, they need to bind to receptors, which are like tiny locks distributed across various cells in our bodies. Once the receptor is unlocked, the cell can be triggered to carry out certain actions. For example, once estrogen binds with its receptors in skin, it can trigger the production of collagen. And by binding to receptors in bone, it can prevent bone loss. Now, there are two main types of estrogen receptors in our body: ER alpha and ER beta. Isoflavones selectively bind to the ER beta receptors. This selective binding is important because it means that isoflavones can have tissue-specific effects. What I mean by that is that isoflavones mimic estrogen in some tissues while having no effect or even block estrogen in others. And this has made them a potential natural alternative to menopausal hormone therapy, or MHT, for managing menopause symptoms. Now, to further complicate things, soybeans contain more than one isoflavone, and not all isoflavones are created equal. The two primary isoflavones in soybeans are genistein and diazane, and they're present in nearly equal amounts. However, genistein stands out due to its higher binding capacity to estrogen receptors, making it more potent in mimicking estrogen's effects in the body. So, how does this affect you? When you buy a soy isoflavone supplement, the label often just reads isoflavones without specifying which ones or their proportion. This can be misleading because some supplements might contain a larger proportion of the less potent isoflavones over genistein. Reading your labels can ensure that you're getting a supplement with the most potent isoflavones. Also, ever wondered why your neighbor swears by the effectiveness of soy supplements for hot flashes, but they don't seem to budge the needle for you? The answer might lie in something you can't see: your gut bacteria. And this brings us to a compound called equol, a lesser known but important part of the soy story. Equol is a substance produced when certain gut bacteria break down diazine. The thing is, not everyone's body can produce equol. In fact, only about 25% of non-Asians and 50% of Asians have the right gut bacteria to convert diazine into equol. Why does this matter? Well, studies suggest that equol is more effective than diazine at reducing hot flashes because it binds more strongly to estrogen receptors. So why not bypass the gut bacteria and take equol supplements? The problem is that research on equal is fairly limited. Besides, it isn't freely available in most parts of the world. When considering soy foods versus supplements for managing hot flashes, it's important to understand the quantities involved and the added benefits of whole soy foods. Research suggests that the effective dose of genistein needed to reduce hot flashes ranges from 25 to 54 milligrams per day. For context, consuming 100 grams of tofu or 1 cup of soy milk provides about 25 milligrams of total isoflavones, with around 12 milligrams of that being genistein. This means that to reach the minimum effective dose of 25 milligrams of genistein, you'd need to eat nearly a quarter of a kilogram of firm tofu or drink over half a liter of soy milk daily. This can be quite a bit to incorporate into your daily diet, especially if you aren't used to soy. However, choosing whole soy foods over supplements has additional benefits. Besides isoflavones, soy foods also provide high quality protein, which is essential for overall health, particularly during menopause when maintaining muscle mass and bone health is crucial. So, while it might be more convenient to take a supplement, whole soy foods offer a broader range of nutrients, making them a valuable part of your diet.
Coming to the side effects of isoflavones. Some individuals may experience mild gastrointestinal discomfort, such as bloating, gas, or constipation, when consuming isoflavones, particularly in the supplement form. There also seemed to be some concern that high doses of isoflavones could potentially interfere with thyroid function. But a recent meta-analysis suggested otherwise. Also, some may be allergic to soy, and even though rare, it could cause mild to severe reactions. Besides that, isoflavones can interact with certain medications, and so it's important to discuss them with your healthcare provider to avoid potential interactions. Next, a question that often comes up is consumption of soy safe with regards to breast cancer? Research indicates that there is no association between eating soy and an increased risk of postmenopausal breast cancer. In fact, a recent meta-analysis found that high intakes of fruits, vegetables, soy protein, and soy isoflavones significantly reduced the risk of breast cancer. Also, interestingly, women who consumed large amounts of soy during their adolescence had a 43% lower risk of developing breast cancer later in life, according to another study.
But what about soy for women who have already been diagnosed with breast cancer? A recent large analysis of 32 studies found that consuming soy isoflavones was linked to a 26% lower risk of breast cancer recurrence, especially among postmenopausal women and those with estrogen receptor positive breast cancer. The greatest risk reduction was seen with an intake of around 60 milligrams of soy isoflavones per day in this analysis. Having said that, soy isoflavones are not a replacement for treatment suggested by your healthcare provider, and while including soy in your diet is okay for almost everyone, it is best to consume soy and isoflavone supplements under the supervision of your healthcare provider. Another interesting fact about soy is that over 90% of soybeans grown across the globe come under the category of genetically modified organisms or GMO, so that they are able to withstand pesticides. So, if you are a large consumer of soy, you might want to look for products that mention non-GMO, so as to limit your exposure to pesticides. That brings us to the end of today's podcast on soy and soy-based supplements for the use of hot flashes. And here are some takeaways from today's podcast. Isoflavones, particularly genistein and daidzein, are potent phytoestrogens found in soy that can mimic estrogen in the body. While they are markedly less potent than estrogen in controlling hot flashes, they may do the job for some. The effective dose of genistein for reducing hot flashes is between 25 and 54 milligrams per day. This can be achieved by consuming approximately 100 to 250 grams of tofu or half a liter of soy milk a day. Whole soy foods not only provide isoflavones but also offer high quality protein, essential for overall health during menopause. If you choose to buy soy or isoflavone supplements, be sure to check the components. Remember that while genistein is the more potent isoflavone in soy, daidzein requires to be converted to equivol by specific gut bacteria to work efficiently. This is the reason why soy and isoflavone supplements can work differently from one woman to another. Consuming soy is not associated with an increased risk of postmenopausal breast cancer. While consumption of soy as food is safe for almost everyone, it's important to consult with a healthcare provider before starting soy or isoflavone supplements, especially if you are on medications or have specific health conditions.
And this brings us to the end of today's episode. Thank you for joining us on MenopauseWize. Stay tuned for the next episode in our series on non-hormonal options for hot flashes, where we'll explore over-the-counter supplements such as black cohosh and red clover and their role in managing hot flashes and night sweats. Until then, take care and be menopause-wise. Remember, the information provided in this podcast is for educational purposes only and is not intended as a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you're a healthcare provider interested in collaborating with us or have insights to share, we'd love to hear from you. Please email us at info@menopausewize.com. That's wise with a Z.